pain. That game was pain. That series was pain. They just lost a series to the Orioles, and I
They didn't
hate to
lose it. They
say,
didn't lose it.
oh,
They
you're right.
tied
They
it.
didn't lose it. They tied it. It feels like a loss, okay? You just got beat 10-2, man. That stinks, okay? That's terrible. Feels
Yeah.
like a lot. Feels like they got 6 games swept.
The Blue Jays had an opportunity to go win the series and make us all feel good and keep the momentum rolling. And instead, they whipped out a stinky mud pie for all of us to feast on.
Facts. That's true. We'll talk about that series. We'll give you a little prospect roundup on your Friday episode. Ben is in the depths right now in the deep blue sea or something. And then we will talk about the series upcoming with the New York Yankees. It's all on Locked On Blue Jays, and it happens to be this instant.
You are Locked On Blue Jays, your daily Toronto Blue Jays podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Matt Bonaparte, Ben Shulman with you on your Friday episode. Thanks for making Locked On Blue Jays your first listen every day. We are free and available wherever you get your podcast. Benny boy, this was a bad series, but we still got to give out MVPs for it, and we still got to throw out a storyline. I'll tell you what my storyline is. A lot of people talking about early in the season how there were certain teams in the AL East that had really easy schedules playing teams like the Orioles, and the Blue Jays were playing teams that were hard. And guess who played the Orioles in a 4-game set and could only pull out 2 wins? It was El Blue Jays. That's bad. That's my storyline.
I'm under attack. What I will remind the judge and jury is that the Yankees lost their first series of the season to the Orioles. However, no, it's terrible. It's terrible. I'm not going to deny that. There's no defense of it. It's a shame because this was kind of the turnaround. You get some easy games. You beat the Royals in a series. You beat the Tigers in a series, and it's like, cool. I didn't need them to get the sweep. I know in our 20-game projection we had projected the sweep, but 3 out of 4 would not have been bad. And yeah, you just don't have it today. I mean,
underratedly hugely tough for the predictions.
Yeah. Then again, when we predicted the Blue Jays, I think would win like 2 or 3 out of their first 5 games in our last 20-game predictions. They only won 1 of them and then rattled off an 8-game winner that extended even longer before they eventually, reached our 13-win goal. But yeah, no, that's a shame. I mean, it's a huge missed opportunity. You had all the starters you wanted to have, and just didn't perform. Frankly, I mean, I know the offense wasn't great today, but
by the Orioles today.
Yeah, let's just go to my storyline because I think both of us want to spend as little time talking about this sad game as possible. My storyline is like I'm officially worried about Gausman. I think after the Tigers series, I had said like I'm starting to get worried about Gausman. But that was an outing where he gave up 2 earned runs, I think it was, in 6 innings. Like, he got blown up by the Orioles today. And he was going to you're not going to pitch a whole season and not get blown up, but he's had 3 bad starts in a row, not by stats, but by the eye test for sure. And it's just like, I know he's working on stuff. He's making adjustments, clearly, but it needs to be a little bit better on the fly than it was because
well, he kind of alluded to himself being lights out at the beginning of the year, and we kind of were all like, all right, this guy's going to be lights out, Robbie Ray Part 2, and then he was like, I still got to work on it.
Yeah, well, he's just too one-dimensional. I mean, everyone knows now that it's fastball high, splitter low. He's trying to change that to his credit, but in pitching more in the zone, he's giving up a ton of hits. So the question is, was this a 1 1/4 hit wonder with his play last year with San Francisco and started the year with the Jays? Or is he actually, that top prospect guy who waited, almost a decade, but then finally realized his potential? We're going to see. There's still a lot of the season to go. But I know the offense scored 2 runs today. They were good in the other 3 games. And frankly, when you give up a 6 spot in 1 inning and go down 7-0, I kind of understand that the offense isn't going to have its best day. Like this one was on Gausman and really no one else. So that's my storyline. Let's at least get a little bit positive and go to MVPs.
All right, my MVP. I think you go first because I
Okay.
think Vladdy is the MVP of the series, but I have an offshoot.
There you go. So my MVP, Vladdy. I will say, for what it's worth, I haven't jotted them down now. I'm going to jot down Vladdy's numbers and Ryan Mountcastle's numbers because this year I will not have a better Sunday scary hype train for a single series. We're going to do one at the end of
True.
this show. There's no chance that I'm going to do as well as this one. Ryan Mountcastle literally is like Babe Ruth plus Ted Williams plus Joe DiMaggio with like a little bit of Matt Stairs in there for fun when he plays against the Blue Jays. Matt Stairs, by the way, because he has a great record against the Blue Jays. His headshot got on the broadcast today. Sex appeal. But
What is he, the hamster wizard? What's his nickname?
oh, it's something super weird. It was a
Looking it up.
headshot of him on the A's, like he was always kind of all beefed up, but like the early 2000s headshots, they put him at like a slightly diagonal angle and he's looking back at you. Fantastic. Just wonderful.
I was close. It's the Wonder Hamster.
The Wonder Hamsters. Yeah. So Mountcastle hitting for I think it was a better slugging percentage versus the Jays in his career, like 100 plate appearances or something, than Aaron Judge, Matt Stairs, and maybe it was David Ortiz or something like that. And David Ortiz,
He's ridiculous.
Killed the Blue Jays. So yeah, but Vladdy's my MVP to get back on track. 9 for 19 this series, 2 more home runs, 5 RBIs. He's hit 8 home runs in June. He's looking exactly like he was in June that he was last year. And although this series stinks, if you're going to take a silver lining away from it, like Vladimir Guerrero Jr. might be back, and that's very scary for the rest of the American League.
Absolutely. I mean, the book's still out, though, so if you want to go get it, go pick it up.
I got it over here, my novel.
Yeah, he's an absolute beast right now. And another guy that's returning to form, who's my MVP, is Teoscar Hernandez, who had been slumping a bunch. He started the year great, got hurt, and then he came back, and it kind of took him a while to get back to form. But I think I'm confident in saying that he's back this series. He was pretty freaking fantastic against the O's in this 4-game set. 7 hits, 2 homers. He hit one to freaking Pluto in the Wednesday game, 460 plus feet. The dude's just a straight up baller. He can hit so dang well. And when you put him pound for pound against a lot of hitters in the AL, I mean, he's gonna come out on top pretty much all the time. The dude can flat out hit, and he's finally starting to do that. I mean, 7 hits in a 4-game set's pretty impressive. So Teoscar being back is something I'm pretty happy about.
For all the struggles he had, the time he wallowed in a 500 OPS, he's at like 730 right now. That's how a lot of the Blue Jays are, and it's kind of exciting. And he's the latest to join the party, where it's like the numbers are all right, but if you knew how bad the numbers were before, like it's fantastic. So yeah, the fact that he's the 5 hitter right now, I mean, we can talk about this more later. I do feel like by the end of the year, as much as I love Alejandro Kirk, Teoscar will reassume his spot as the cleanup hitter. But the fact you have a guy like him hitting 5 right now is massive for the lineup.
Yeah, maybe Vladdy and Teoscar took some supplements to get back to form. I'm talking AG1. I don't know where your mind went, Ben. This is a product that I use literally every day. I started taking AG1 because I wanted to hit tanks like Teoscar Hernandez and like Vladimir Guerrero Jr. So what is this? I mean, it's all you need. It's one delicious scoop of AG1 and you get 75 high quality vitamins, minerals, whole foods, source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens. Spell it, Ben.
ADAPTOGENS. Adaptogens.
Correct. They're going to help you start your day right. This special blend of ingredients supports your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, recovery, focus, and aging. It's like the freaking fountain of youth. Everything you need's in AG1, Ben. You're shook. Right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It's just one scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free FREE 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you got to do is visit athleticgreens.com/MLB network. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/MLB network to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
And now that we got your gut feeling all nice, feeling real good, we have a favor to ask you in return. We've put together a survey so we can learn more about listeners like you and make your favorite Locked On podcast even better. This is your opportunity to tell us what you like and don't like about Locked On Podcasts. Go to lockedonpodcast.com/survey right now to get started. It won't take very long, and everyone that completes a survey can qualify for a chance to win one of 10 $100 Ticketmaster gift cards. To take our audience survey, go to lockedonpodcast.com/survey. Thanks for your help. We very much appreciate it. All right, that series done. Let's just get that out of there. Let's look to the future. Hey, Mr. Bones. He's Matt Bonaparte. I'm Ben Shulman. It's time for a prospect roundup. Maybe my favorite part of every week. I'm a minor league guy.
I love prospect roundup.
Yeah. And we get to see some new faces all the time, which is fun. We have some repeats. Yes, Dahian Santos, Ricky Tiedemann, Sem Roberts, all those guys get on a lot. Unfortunately, bit of a down outing for Dahian this week, but Ricky's just doing Ricky stuff. Ricky's been
because he's sick.
Yeah.
You want me to go first? You want to go first?
You can go first.
Okay. I've got a relief pitcher. You don't see a lot of relief pitchers on Prospect Roundup, but I got one this week, and his name, Ben, is Adrian Hernandez, 22-year-old Mexican reliever. He's the number 18 Blue Jays prospect. He's in AAA. Got called up on April 21st early this season, and in that time, 25 strikeouts in 17 and a third innings pitched. Talk about a 104 ERA. That's only 2 earned runs in those innings and only 6 hits allowed. This dude is absolutely nasty. His opposing batting average is 109, opposing OPS 403. And if that's not cool enough for you, I got inside info. I guess it's not info. It's inside opinion from Worcester Red Sox AAA broadcaster Cooper Boardman, who says that this man has the greatest off-speed pitch he's ever seen, and that's a pitch that a lot of people are calling a screwball. Some could call it a changeup. Go look at some highlights. Maybe we'll tweet him out. I've got the tweet. He's pretty nasty, and this off-speed pitch does go inside on hitters. If you look at it, it's kind of just like a circle change because it goes into righties away from lefties, and it's off-speed, kind of just like a circle change. But some are calling it a screwball. So Adrian Hernandez, that's my guy this week.
We got to utilize the in-division Woo Sox broadcaster Cooper Boardman.
He's that guy for us.
But yeah, screwball. I'm into it. I mean, at what point does a circle change become a screwball? It's up for interpretation. So let's call him a screwball pitcher. I'll go with my top 30 guy too. This week's a week for me with obscure colleges. All right, that's where I
love that from you,
for
Ben.
some reason. We start on the top 30 with the number 30 prospect, Spencer Horowitz. Kind of sounds like he came from my neighborhood, if you know what I mean. First baseman, 2019, 24th round draft pick. He's on the top 30. He was barely in the top 30 rounds of his own draft out of Radford. Bones. Where's Radford?
Radford's in Virginia.
Yes, Radford. Yeah, it's in southwestern Virginia. It's almost in West Virginia. It's like very much close. But in his first full season at AA, this dude's mashing. 278 average, 857 OPS. Just had like a casual 870 OPS at high A last year. 6 homers, 28 RBIs in 55 games, and he's getting even hotter. He's on a 12-game hit streak with 4 multi-hit games in the last week. 5 of his last 7 games. Yeah, he's got multiple bases because even in one of the one-hit games, he smacked the double. So this guy's just racking up bases. He's hitting 462 over the last week. He's a left-handed bat, too. So I know first base isn't a super available position for the Blue Jays. Maybe he can learn a little outfield, too. He's at AA, so he's getting pretty close. You got a left-handed mix of average on base and power. He's like a high 2. He's not a 3-4-5 guy. He's a high 2s, high 3s, mid 4s guy, which is pretty good. He doesn't have to be like a superstar. He's got like a 280 average, a 390 OBP, and a 440 or something slug. That's pretty solid. The math doesn't add up to his 857 OPS, but I don't got all of the numbers in front of me, so we only got a finite number of space. So Spencer Horowitz is my first one.
Love to see a member of the tribe succeed. Spencer Horowitz, that's dope. My guy is a name you might recognize. I'm going Tanner Morris here. Now, you might be thinking, Bones, last Friday when I tuned in, I think you talked about Tanner Morris. You'd be correct. This is 2 weeks in a row for me for Tanner Morris. But let me tell you what. On this podcast, every now and again, you get a little taste of Bonestradamus. That's when I predict something. And in the last podcast, I said, this guy could get called up at any moment. And that day after that podcast came out or something, guess what? He got promoted. He's up in AAA ball now since June 8th, and he's been doing some great things. Now, his hit numbers are pretty fine. He's got like a 240 average, but what's above average right now is his on-base percentage. He doesn't care about hits. Who cares about hits? It's not even important anymore. It's just about getting on base. I'm talking Moneyball here. I'm talking Jonah Hill's character in Moneyball. All right? This guy in AAA thus far since June 8th, so pretty small sample size, but a sample size nonetheless, has a 367 on-base percentage. If you take out his first game jitters in which he went over and didn't get on base, it's a 407 on-base percentage. That's 5 walks in 7 games, 6 hits in 7 games, so not too shabby. Tanner Morris, I love him. He's going to be in the majors someday.
I like it. Yeah, that's a first for us. We've never done a guy back-to-back weeks, but he deserves it. Congrats to him getting the call up and getting that much closer to Toronto. All right, I'm going to go to another obscure college guy because that's my rhythm this week. Gabriel Ponce. He's a right-handed reliever with New Hampshire. And like you said, reliever, do we really do relievers a lot? Because it's not a great bid to bet on relievers in the minors. Well, I'm going to do it. This guy off the top 30, a 2019 28th round pick out of Arizona Western College. Where's that, Bones? You have no idea. It's okay. No,
I assume it's in the west part of Arizona.
Correct. It is. And he was yucking it up with the Matadors for a while. Home of Sergio Romo, by the way, former Blue Jay,
Wow.
Benji Molina. But then he came to New Hampshire this year. He struggled off the bat. On May 14th, he gave up some runs, and his ERA went up to 4.97. He has not allowed an earned run since. It's been a month. He's not allowed an earned run. He's gone 17 innings pitched with a single unearned run. Now, look, for anyone getting mad, I don't have the inherited run stats. They don't track that in the minors. That's just how it is. But he's been absolutely dynamite, and he's kind of a long reliever, so he's not inheriting that many runs anyway. If you take his 2 appearances this week, 1 versus Binghamton, 1 versus Somerset Yankees, so always fun to beat them, 6 shutout innings, 1 hit, no walks, 6 Ks. This guy barely walks anyone. He's got a 1.87 ERA this year, only 23 at AA, and you're my whip guy, Bones. You're like my big whip guy. 0.89 whip.
Wow. 0.89?
0.89.
You mean like 0.89?
0.89. Yeah,
Oh,
not 0.089 would be like.
I was about to say, what?
Yes.
That's wild.
0.0.
That's a great whip.
Or sorry,
that
0.8.
my guy.
Yeah, so Gabriel.
I was thinking about choosing him before I realized that you chose him.
Yeah, I grabbed him before he could. That's
because I was going through and I was like, this guy's incredible. So I'm glad we both found
we're fishing in the same pond here, you know?
Yeah. All right, my last guy. We're talking Daniel Schneider, another guy who got taken in the late 20s in terms of rounds of the draft. He is a utility guy, third base, second base, left field. He's my non-top 30 from the U.S. He's in high A right now with the Vancouver Canadiens. And guess what, Ben? He's on an 8-game hit streak, and he started it with 4 hits, 3 of which were doubles. The dude's a monster in this 8-game hit streak, 4 multi-hit games. He's hitting 467 in it, a 1.382 OPS, and that's not even the best stat here. His BABIP, batting average on balls in play, which means if you put the ball in play, this counts whether or not it's a hit. 500. That means if he puts the ball in play, half the time it's a hit. That's insane. He's got 2 homers and 6 ribbies during it, as well as 8 extra base hits. So my guy, David Schneider, is just hitting the cover off the ball soon, trying to break his way out of high A Vancouver.
I like it. I like it a lot. My final guy, unfortunately, unobscure college. Very normal college.
Let me guess. Notre Dame.
No, but it's a Midwest school, so I'll give it to you.
Michigan.
Nope. Same conference. Obscure for this conference.
Nebraska.
No, but good guess.
Minnesota.
No.
All right, what is it? Northwestern. Ah.
I like that you slipped Northwestern in. This is a left-handed pitcher. I would call him a swingman, part starter, part reliever. And this comes with a plea. This is Trenton Wallace. He's in Dunedin, single A, trying to get up to high A. So he's made 8 appearances this year, 3 starts. When he makes relief appearances, they're long appearances anyway. But in his 3 starts this year, and one's been 3 innings, one's been 4, one's been 5. So he's kind of ramping up. 12 innings pitched, only 4 hits allowed, 2 walks, 16 strikeouts, and no runs, earned or unearned. Has not allowed.
The man's insane.
His last start versus Jupiter is 5-inning one, 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, 7 Ks.
Wow.
Start this man. Stop bringing him out of the pen. I don't understand it. He's a monster. He's got a 1.87 ERA total, but he's got a 0 ERA as a starter. So that's my plea. That's why
what the Hawkeyes breed. That's what they say.
Yeah, Hawkeyes breed starters. They hate the bullpen. Hawkeyes hate the bullpen. It's stinky out there, like mud pie.
That's fantastic from your guy.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Trent Wallace.
Trent Wallace.
I'm begging Ross, Mark, everyone involved, the minor league pitching coordinator,
Ryan Mountcastle, the owner.
Yeah, Ryan Mountcastle, the owner. Previous owners like Matt Stairs, please make this man a full-time starter because he's not like young for Dunedin, and his value is so much better if he's a starter for either the Jays or for someone who wants to trade him. So that's my third, and that's Prospect Roundup. Always fun. Always fun.
Always is. Love it.
You know what's great after splitting a series with the Orioles?
What, man?
Playing the Yankees. And that's what the Blue Jays are about to do right now. Before that, though, if you want to, add a little extra sauce to this Blue Jays series, maybe check out betonline.net, your number one source for all your sports betting stats and info. Find all the latest sports developments, news, and odds, including this year's basketball championship matchup. Although, as we're speaking, I believe Golden State is winning. Hope that's not a jinx. NHL Stanley Cup final, Major League Baseball, and, of course, all the latest fighting news from MMA and UFC to boxing. Bones, you ever been in a fight?
Nope.
Totally not me either. BetOnline is your continued source for all your sporting wagering information, including live betting, esports, and more. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to learn more about the trends in action. BetOnline, where the game starts.
All right. It's time. Okay? It is time for our hype trains and our Thursday scaries as the Bronx Bombers come to town. This is always a conflicting time of year for me. Listen, there's no way for me to sugarcoat to you, Ben, that the New York Yankees are the best team in baseball, and it ain't close.
I mean, it's the record. It's right. Like, what can I, it's the record.
They're fantastic. They just beat the Rays. They walked off. Anthony Rizzo, the Paisan, put one into the seats. They're really good. Yeah.
Speaking of Paisan, am I allowed to say that word?
Sure.
I'm reading a Joe DiMaggio book right now, so that's
love that from you. We're getting you to swing sides here. Anyway, I don't know if this is going to be valuable podcast information for people.
Are you saying?
But I'm gonna.
You're scary.
No. I was gonna say that as a Yankees fan, I think it's important for Blue Jays fans to know that I am worried about this series. I think this is one that the Yanks could totally drop the ball. They've been winning for too long. Like, eventually,
to be fair, they've been winning a little.
Yes. I mean,
now when you win 46 of your first,
Chicago 18-4 yesterday, the other day.
But the Rays, it was close.
The Rays are a good team.
Yeah.
So I feel it's like I would be perplexed. I would really be on a different planet if the Yankees came to Toronto and swept them. I would be shook. I almost think there's no way it happens. So I think that Toronto at least gets one, and I think there's a good chance they get 2 here. Just because the Yankees have been winning for so long, and it's at some point you have to stop.
It's baseball, you're going to lose some games. The Jays were
you have to
brutally when the Yankees came to Toronto last time, and they still won 1 of 3.
See, yeah, exactly. Now, if some Toronto fans out there aren't really paying attention to what the Yankees are doing, Aaron Judge is just on a spree. I mean, the dude is ridiculous. 25 homers on the year. He's got 1,000 OPS, above 1,000 OPS. He's got a 201 OPS plus. I think it's almost idiotic to say that he wouldn't be an MVP or a Sunday or Thursday scary here. You just kind of have to pick him. I'm not going to pick him because it's the easy pick.
Well, it's obvious that I feel like the people know. That's the only
Yeah,
reason.
you
why.
know it's Aaron Judge. Like the dude's
Yeah.
gonna do damage, and
Yeah.
like he's just
We-
that good.
We didn't consult who our Scaries are. I think there's a chance we picked the same guy. I want you to go.
You want me to go first? I actually like. I had a
Oh, you're live
guy.
picking?
Yeah, I'm kind of live picking right now, so I kind
Okay.
of want you to go first, so we don't pick the same guy.
I want to see if you would live pick my guy. I'll immediately cut you off and explain mine and give you time to pick another guy. But I really want to see because if you pick my guy, it kind of proves that he's scary.
Okay. I'm gonna pick Jose Trevino here.
Bang! It's exactly who I picked. All right, take some time to think of another one.
Well, can I explain why I was gonna pick Jose?
Let's just
Okay.
both. Let's both.
The reason I was gonna pick Jose Trevino is that these are the two best catchers in the AL going at it. It is
Yeah.
Alejandro Kirk versus Jose Trevino. Those are the two best ones, and it's like, I don't know, a lot of space, and then like Jonah Heim. So like
Shouts to Jonah.
this is gonna be cool. Like it's kind of like this decides who the starter in the AL is in a way. So I'm really excited to see that. Also, Trevino's been fantastic. He's hitting 300 and 836 OPS coming into today's game. So I don't know what those live numbers are. He's got 5 homers. He's got kind of similar. I'd say Kirk is a little bit better of a hitter. But Trevino's been really clutch. 2 walk-off victories, one on his dad's birthday, one on his son's birthday. So that's been exciting and emotional. He's just the lovable catcher that Yankees fans didn't know they needed in their lives.
Yeah, this isn't like May 14th anymore when we were screaming like, why is Jordan Romano throwing sliders and walking Trevino before Aaron Judge hits a walk-off? Like, the reason I picked Trevino, first of all, honestly, at this point, and I know a lot of our listeners aren't going to like this, Trevino's definitely a better defender than Kirk, and with their hitting numbers close, like he's probably earned the start at catcher in the All-Star game over Kirk. They're both All-Stars, and that's not even
100%.
a question. But it's tight though, like you said. But since May 11, which is the last time the Blue Jays and the Yankees played, Jose Trevino is hitting 383, which leads all Yankee hitters. He's got a 422 OBP, which leads all Yankee hitters, Aaron Judge included. And if you want to compare him to a different slugger, Giancarlo Stanton, he's had 11 fewer at-bats and only hit 1 fewer homer. He's got 5, and Giancarlo's got 6 in the last month. Jose Trevino is like actually good at offense, and I don't even think the Yankees thought he was going to be. Like, I legitimately do believe the Yankees are better than even they thought they were going to be by like a lot. And part of it is they punted on offense at the catching position and then got arguably, if not the best offensive catcher in the AL.
Yeah, and totally. You're totally right. And on top of that, just to shift to give a little bit more context on the team, I think that same statement about them being way better than they thought they were going to be applies even more to their arms. I don't think anybody thought they were going to come in and have unequivocally the best rotation in baseball right now. I mean, there's not even a competition.
No.
Everybody, aside from Garrett Cole, is under 3. It's insane. Menester's got a sub
MLB,
2.
Can you believe MLB put Garrett Cole on the
I can't.
side?
I can't. It's actually
He's the
disrespectful to the rest
worst
of the
CRA
staff.
pitcher on the staff.
And outside of him, though, Aroldis Chapman getting hurt is kind of a blessing in disguise because Clay Holmes is stupid. His ERA plus is 1,300. That's insane for some context there. The greatest ERA plus of all time is Mariano Rivera. His career is 205. Clay Holmes is 1,298.
Now with the reliever, like if he gives up a homer, then it just tanks.
But he doesn't. He's got an 0.29 ERA. He's got 1 earned all year.
Yeah.
Absurd.
And I believe it was his first appearance. You want to check the game?
It was, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he was
ridiculous.
my scary going into one of maybe the 2-game set.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's going to go down. If Clay Holmes is this guy for even like 2 more years, This will go down the waiver trade they made with Pittsburgh, who just,
Oh my goodness.
like, thanks for
Hoy Jung
handing
Park
away
and a
every
guy I
good
don't
pitcher
remember.
in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
One to Houston, who went to the Yankees, one directly to the Yankees. Joe Musgrove might win the Cy Young over in St. Like, pick a team who can't develop pitching better than
They can't. They're
the
terrible.
Pirates. But
They just make everybody throw a two-seamer.
they make everyone
stupid.
stink, apparently.
But anyway, the
Hype train.
Yankees are very good.
Do you want to do hype train?
Let's talk hype trains real quick because we're up against it like nobody else. I'm going to go for my hype train. I'm going to go Kirk. He's going to take the challenge head on, and he's say, "All right, Jose, I'm going to best you in this series," and he's going to go right at him and hit a tank. That's
I thought you were going to say, "Okay, Jose," which would have been
okay, Jose. No way, Jose.
Mine's Lourdes Gurriel. Again, these are pre this game numbers because, you know, the Baltimore game is a burn the tape game, bury it. So pre the Orioles game, since May 11, kind of like my Trevino stat, Gurriel's hitting 345. And coming into that game, you probably heard on the broadcast if you were watching it, batting 475 with an 1150 OPS, 19 hits in 10 games, and 7 RBIs. He's another guy where it was like, whoa, it was bad for a while. And like, we were legitimately like talking about like, hey, they probably need to trade for a corner outfielder. They might still, but it's really not as big a deal now because he and Teoscar are both mid 700s with OPS and climbing.
Yeah, they're both really, really good right now. And Lourdes had that great series against Detroit where he just kind of hit the ball everywhere. So good pick from you, Benjamin. All right. Well, that does it for Locked On Blue Jays today. We appreciate you making us your first listen, but I got some crazy news for you. The first picks of the Ultimate NBA Mock Draft have been made. Search now for Ultimate NBA Mock Draft and get over 50 insiders, the Odyssey sports experts, and the draft experts of Locked On NBA Big Board. The 5-episode Ultimate NBA Mock Draft is underway. Make Ultimate NBA Mock Draft your second listen today. Ben and I will see you on Monday for the Yankees recap. Peace.